Takashi!
What is up, YouTube? This is Nanashi with another Weiss Schwarz deck profile video. This time I'll be showing you my all-new, mostly blue Akashic record deck. Technically, it's a Fujimi Fantasia Bunko deck, which is a multi-title series, including things like Is This a Zombie?, Student Council's Discretion, High School DxD, and about a dozen or more other titles mixed in. But the blue cards just happen to be populated with Akashic Record of Bastard Magic Instructor, a random silly magical school anime I found that only had one season but was genuinely entertaining, so I decided to build it over my old anti-spiral blue deck. And while some of the Akashic cards are not all that great, I added some other Bunko text to round it out, including one from one of my favorite anime ever of all time. And you'll see what I mean when we take a closer look. Starting off with the level 0 array, we have a playset of Genius Mage and Swordswoman Lena. She's actually from an anime called Slayers, which is the anime I mentioned before, one of my top 5 anime of all time in fact, including the English dub. She's a suicider if she loses in battle with anything else level 0, and you can discard a Climax to give her both 1000 power and the ability to draw a card if she reverses anything in battle. We have a playset of Gentle Smile Rumia, a card with a chance to grab anything in your deck. When you play her from hand, you pay a stock and discard a Bunko or Magic character, and then privately look at, not reveal, the top 4 cards of your deck. You can put any one of those 4 cards in hand and drop the rest into the waiting room. We have a playset of Inherited Magic Talent Sistine, basically a free version of Rumia, but tied to a battle effect. When she's reversed, you can reveal the top 3 cards of the deck, add any Bunko or Magic character among them to the hand, and send the rest to the waiting room, and then discard a card. We have a pair of Instantaneous Decision Glenn, who's probably my favorite character in the whole show. By paying 1 stock and resting any 2 characters, he sends the top 2 cards from the deck to the waiting room, then takes any Bunko or Magic character in the waiting room whose level is equal to or less than the combined levels of the 2 cards you sent, and puts it in your hand. We have a pair of Sibling Affection Suzuka, who is actually from an anime I've never seen called My Sister, My Writer, but she serves a purpose similar to Glenn. She's a brainstormer that recovers Bunko or Writer characters from waiting room to hand, and if your attack trigger check reveals a Climax, she gives one of your characters an extra 1000 power. Moving into the level 1 array, we have 2 not that bad of a situation, Rumia and Riel. It's a bit on the weaker side, but that's because its effect offers both recovery and a setup step. When you play her, you can discard a card, then reveal the top card of your deck, and add any character in your waiting room to your hand whose level is equal to or lower than the card that was revealed, and then you put the reveal card right back on top. We have a playset of Under One Roof Rumia and Sistine, the cornerstone of the level 1 plays. It gains 1000 power while you have 2 or more other Bunko or Magic characters, and she has a Climax combo that lets you add any Bunko or Magic character from deck to hand when she reverses a character in battle. And we have a playset of Unique Mage Corps member Riel, and unique is definitely a word that describes this card. She has a whopping 6500 power, but she can't side attack as a result, and she's put on the bottom of the deck when she is reversed. Moving into the level 2 array, we have a pair of Messing Around Rumia and Sistine. I'm just gonna move past the titty-witty comment and go straight to the effect. She's a counter character that discards herself and pays a stock to give a battling character 2500 power, and then another 1000 power through a second effect. We have a pair of Pretty Face and Fair-Skinned Mafuyu, another character from an anime I don't know called School Council's Discretion, and she's a little hard to play in this mostly blue deck, but that's another reason I play for Lena. She gives all level 3 or higher characters in front of her 2000 power, and she can also pay 2 stock and rest any 2 characters to heal 1 card off the top of your clock. We have a pair of the Greatest Mage of the Continent, Celica. I was honestly hard debating on even playing her, but I did need something to write out the more combat-oriented aspect of the level 2 line. She has an experience ability that says if the total level of cards in your level is 3 or higher, she gains a discounted encore of putting 1 character from your hand into your waiting room. And if she's reversed in battle with a character whose level is higher than the opponent's level, like say an early player, you can put that card at the bottom of the deck. And we have a pair of Black Magic of Destruction, a convenient removal card with its own self-reloading effect. You can discard a card when you play it, choose a level 3 or lower opponent's character, and put both it and the event on the bottom of the deck. Moving into the level 3 cards, we have a playset of Kindness and Strength Rumia, a card that takes full advantage of Mafuyu. She's an early player if you have 4 or more Bunko or Magic characters on stage. When you play her, she lets you heal 1 by moving any Bunko or Magic character in your clock to the memory, and when you play her, she also lets you pay 1 stock and discard 2 to increase any character's power by its current power. Probably would have been easier just to say double the power, but whatever. And we have a playset of Pure White Dress Sistine, a finisher with a low cost in comparison to some of the others I've used. When you play her, she can choose and return any opponent's character to hand, then give herself 2000 power for the turn, and she has a Climax combo that activates when she reverses a character in battle, but you can only do it once. By paying 2 stock and discarding Inherited Magic Talent Sistine, she can stand back up to attack again. And finally, we finish with the Climax cards. First, we have a playset of Eden of Everlasting Summer. Playing it gives all your characters 1000 power and a soul, but if it's triggered on an attack check, you draw a card. And we have a playset of Not Wanting to Lose Precious Things. Playing it also gives all your characters 1000 power and 1 soul, but if it's triggered on an attack check, it adds any Climax in your waiting room to your hand. And that is the deck. In case you couldn't tell, this deck is very heavy on careful resource management, and while it lacks a bit of power in the early game, it certainly makes up for it at the mid and late. It doesn't have any massive stock charging or heavy manipulation, rather giving all its effort into getting the cards you want when you want and bolstering its strength on the front lines. And thanks to the small non-Akashic text, I think it does that job even better. I thank you guys for watching the deck profile, and if you can think of any ways that I can improve this mostly blue, mostly Akashic deck, feel free to let me know. In the meantime, this has been Inashi, signing out.